Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you guys the 4 duck mounts that I have, starting with the Teal, the oldest one that I've had for, what's that, like 9 years now? So I shot this one back in my second year of waterfowling, age 14. I started when I was 13. This hunt I was with my brother and a guy who got me into duck hunting from the get-go. This duck was the first one that I got mounted, and it was just, I've seen some mounts as a kid and I just really wanted to get one of my own. And it was the first bird that I shot that was like in really good condition. If you want to get a mounted bird, you want to find one or shoot one that is in good condition, not all messed up, so the feathers are all nice and neat, and you basically just baby it till the end of the hunt, and then you send it to the taxidermist. Story behind getting this teal was me and my brother were hunting side by side. I remember this very clearly, and it was still like 9 years ago. Me and my brother were hunting side by side, and this teal was coming straight at us, and I actually let my brother jump up. He took the first shot, which is always a little secret when you're hunting teal. Let someone shoot first, and when they flare up, that's when you go and follow them up, because it's actually a lot easier shot. Anyway, that's exactly what happened. He took the first shot, the teal jumped up, and I went up and boom, came down. And when I went to pick him up, I just saw that how he was in just pristine condition, and I told myself, you know what, I'm going to get this one mounted. Mount number 2. So for my second bird, I have a Drake Mallard, and I shot this one, I think, a year or two following after my last one. So this bird here is about, I want to say 5 or 6 years old already. Man, crazy how time flies. The story behind this mallard is I was hunting with a friend, and we were hunting in pit blinds, and it was a slow day. We got in on an afternoon hunt, and a pair of mallards started working straight at us. We kept low, called. I pulled up and just saw the drake, and boom, dropped him right over, 20 yards next to the pit blind. Went over to pick him up, and I just picked him up by his foot, because I didn't want to mess up any of the feathers. Anyway, that was the shot that took this guy down, and I was at that point a little bit more seasoned in my waterfowl career, and I learned to love the mallard. That's the bird I wanted the most. Every season, every hunt, I wanted to shoot a drake mallard. They are a pretty popular bird, and I can't argue with that. It's a big bird, and they're a lot of fun to shoot. When you got them 15, 20 yards right in your face, that's a good time. Mount number 3, Drake Widgeon. One of my favorite birds nowadays to shoot. I love the coloration of these birds. I love the white on the wing, the green shadow, the bald pate, the freckled face, even the little tiny spigtails they got down here. I actually shot this one and my 4th bird that I'll show you in a moment in the same year, and I really wanted to get them both done in the same year just because they're both my favorite birds to shoot. Starting with the widgeon, we were hunting together at a pond, and it was a windy day, and it was kind of slow. It was like early December, so the birds really didn't hit in mass migration yet. But we had a good hunt that day, and these two, a pair, he actually came with a lady, and they came right over us, and me and my brother both jumped up. I was on the left side, he was on the right. He dropped the hen, I dropped the drake, and it was just an awesome double. When I picked this one up, it was one of the most mature widgeon I'd ever shot in my life. It was in pristine condition, and I babied that bird to the end of the hunt. I mean, I laid him down in our boat, with nothing around him, nothing thrown on top of him, just set him there so that he wouldn't get messed up. So yeah, that's the widgeon there, and I will show you the very last bird right now. Here is the last duck mount that I have for now, a bull sprig, and by far one of my most favorite birds to shoot. This bird and the widgeon are tied. I can never make up my mind. Anytime I shoot a nice one, I'm just like, oh, this is my favorite bird. And then I shoot the other one, this is my favorite bird. Ah! I love the pintail. I love just the elegance look that it has. It's just such a graceful flyer. Those of you that hunt them before know that they are a very hard bird to get at times, but when you do, you can really appreciate just the beauty that they have. Definitely the Prince of the Marsh, as they're somewhat known as. So the story behind this Pinto has probably the most creative story out of all of them. I will tell you where I was at, or what refuge I was at. I was at Sutter, had Resi #1 in late December, and we drive up that night. For whatever reason, when I go to bed, I get sicker than a dog. I mean, I'm sleeping in the back of my truck, opening up the hatch and vomiting all over the place. 'Cause I don't know what happened to me. I caught some sort of bug, and I thought my hunt was ruined because I wasn't gonna be able to make it. I was hunting with 2 other guys, and so I woke up the next morning and I, dragged myself to the check station. I got our permits and I let those guys go in. And I can't tell you what pond I hunted because I have no idea. I have no memory of where I hunted. I was so sick. So while we were in the parking lot, the guys went out, at early in the morning, 4 o'clock, whatever. I was just hugging my stomach. It was painful, and I stayed in the truck till about, I think, 8:30. I started feeling better. So I just picked up my gun, I got my backpack, my staff, and I started walking out to the marsh where the guys were. I get out there, and the guys hadn't shot any birds yet, and so I was like, okay, well, let's go move spots. We finally found a spot in the pond that we were allowed to hunt, and we started shooting birds right away. And probably about, I don't know, probably 10:30 or so, getting near the end of the hunt, this lone bull sprig comes in just right over our head, and I pull up and I shoot him, and he does that whole, locks the wings and just glides down. I'm walking over, I'm all excited, and I go over to pick him up, and this is by far the biggest bull sprig I've ever shot. I mean, the thing was massive. I mean, I picked him up, he had 1 pellet right through there, right under his beak and into his head, and nothing else touched. Not a feather was missing. I mean, he was just beautiful. So I picked him up by the beak, and I set him down in our blind, and I didn't touch him until we were ready to leave. Note to self, if you're ever trying to get a mounted bird, you got to keep it in the best condition as possible. And then you will be rewarded at the end of the long wait, with the prize bird mounted so beautifully like this one. Steve Eberhardt is the guy who mounted all the birds that I have, and I will put his website in the description below if you're interested in checking out his work. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I'm just trying to find things to give you guys to watch, give you some content. I'll be trying to think of creative things to do for you guys. Not something like everybody else is doing. I don't want to be part of that repetition. The videos will come and go, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you really like this video and like to see more stuff just like it. And that'll be it for this one. Cal Spriggs out.